Hey, by the way, tonight's game, New York wins that outright.
You know he's on top. Million subs, he never gonna flop. Out of Chicago, where the streets don't sleep. Betting on games, making cash real deep. Crystal ball for sports, he knows the lines. He's a sports aficionado, the money he finds. From football to basketball, he's always on point. Predicting winners never disappoints. He's got that hustle, that Chicago vibe. Making moves on the streets, cash on the side. With E, you know it's always a bet. He's the king of the game, never forget.
Hello and welcome to the Etoft21sports Show for March 31st. How is everyone doing? My name is Erik. I'm the man behind Etoft21sports. Absolutely loaded episode for you today. My boy Okane is going to come on. We're going to share our best bets for the Final Four. Look back at the Sweet 16. No Gino today as he is off at the Cavaliers-Lakers game enjoying life. So we're going to jump right into it. Before we do that, guys, wrong icon there. That's on me. My bad. Go to ProphetX, download ProphetX, use promo code ETOFT21. That way they know old Uncle Rico sent you. Let's go ahead. Let's welcome this week's special guest, the heartthrob of Milwaukee, Matt LaFleur's number one fan, my boy, Okane.
That was perfect. When I hopped on the link, the Matt LaFleur Taliban was still my background. I had to swap that out. That has not aged well with the current world events.
Yeah.
Hey, Brewers win. All right, I can turn that off now.
First of all, let's jump around a little bit. You're a big Packers guy. What are your thoughts on their move so far?
Yeah, man. I mean, it wasn't ever going to be so actually it's funny. The most recent thing is they asked Matt LaFleur. It was something along the lines of, players and fits. And he made a comment about, there were some guys last season that didn't accept their roles or didn't want to be a role player and thought they were more. And the reporter comes back and says, well, is that person still on your roster? And he hits him with a no comment. So I don't think my offseason's over. I think there's still a receiver that's probably headed out of town, but yeah, I mean, for the few things we've done, it's hard to grade an offseason until you draft, right? Until the draft is over. But from the little pieces and moves, we didn't do what we did last year with Banks and made this big move at a offensive lineman that really didn't pay off great, or like Nate Hobbs that didn't pay off. I mean, if you look in retrospect, last offseason was a mess. Yeah. So it's better than last offseason, but we don't know till we know, right?
It's always hard to tell, like how you see like everything going on with the draft and everything, all these fringe moves. I mean, hell, Baker Mayfield became the highest paid quarterback in the NFL today. Hashtag I thought I'd see. Cool, Kev. What is up, my friend? Appreciate you checking in. I am not going to the draft this year.
Draft is where again?
In lovely Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Would be an elite draft spot, legalized gambling, some really good Rivers casinos right there on the river. And I'm sure they're going to blow it out. But just like Green Bay, you're betting on the weather, man. The weather may or may not be good.
So I've been to two drafts. Draft one, Kansas City, fucking great.
That looked awesome, yeah.
Kansas City one, those guys fucking nailed it. It was a phenomenal draft, everything. Detroit was a little different because they had it in downtown Detroit and it was different neighborhoods blocked off. And once they got so many people, they just blocked it off. And there was just
way. So that was the thing with Detroit, is the congestion, I think, was the biggest complaint.
Yeah, that was the thing. Kansas City was great time.
Well, and they had Green Bay last year, and Green Bay but we're blessed. We had the perfect situation where we actually have parking outside of our stadium.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is we weren't in metropolitan Detroit.
Yeah.
They had the infrastructure. It was so spread out. They did a great job with it. But no, Pittsburgh would be, if there was a draft spot to go to. I haven't been to Pittsburgh in my life, so that's definitely a bucket list. I want to see a Pirates game because I'm a big fan of that stadium. And I'd love to see, the Steelers Packers too.
Hobbs and Jacobs aren't worth those contracts. LOL, so much of difference makers.
Man.
Damn, can't believe they let Montgomery go. That's a fantasy. I don't understand what the Texans were doing. I think Detroit hit a home run with that trade. Montgomery production was going down
big time.
Obviously, like
I was on the wrong side of so many Montgomery tickets this fall.
With that line and what they're doing in the run scheme, I don't think he fits well down in Houston at all. Here's an interesting one. Took a flyer on the Vikings, 22-1 to win the North.
Get the fuck out of here. Leave. Get him out of chat. Kick him out.
I'll tell you what. That's a pretty good price.
That price is. 22-1 is.
The North is absolutely wide open. I feel
100%.
I think the Bears are going to come back down. God knows what's going to happen to Detroit. God knows what's going to happen in Green Bay. O'Connell. He's going to put him in a position to win. I always find myself always betting the Vikings under in wins, and always somehow it comes down to the last game of the fucking year.
Dude, Vegas has them pegged. Now, if you can peg a team that perpetually hasn't had a quarterback in a few years, sure. But yeah, the Vikings are not a team that's probably on my radar of being worried at this point. But it's a good number. I can't deny. Plus 2,200 is a good price.
Let's go ahead. Let's jump into it. I'm going to say this, before I kick it over to you for your takeaway. It's been an entertaining tournament, but I feel it's been a very chalky and a very Joe Public tournament.
Well, I mean, so this was probably the least amount of brackets that I entered into. And I felt the same way. I'm like, dude, I had a few cute upsets in the first round, but I had them out by the second round.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting here going in with 2 games left, and if UConn wins the national championship, I'm walking away with over $2,000. So if you didn't try to get too cute, it probably worked out for you. But from a betting standpoint, I got murdered in the first 2 rounds. Just absolutely murdered. I think I ended up maybe up 3-4 units last weekend. But yeah, that first 2 rounds were tough, man.
I agree 100%. Even
because you don't want to be the guy betting all the favorites.
And I mean, I was talking to one of my friends who runs a sports book, and he was like, dude, we are getting our asses handed.
Oh, I'm sure their teeth got kicked in.
He goes, even the public dogs, it was funny. They needed Duke against UConn and Duke against St. John's.
Oh God.
And I mean, when you kind of think about how those
when the sports book needs Duke,
that's kind of something. But
yeah,
what's your takeaway from the weekend?
Yeah, man. The first one is Bobby Hurley is inevitable, and he's a fucking psychopath. Did you see him going forehead to forehead with the ref after that shot was hit?
It's great.
I mean. It's funny. So I'm a big fan of Pardon My Take, obviously biggest sports podcast in the world. They made a comment today, or maybe it wasn't them. Maybe it was a different one I was listening to, but generationally. So my generation, Duke was, and I think your generation too, Duke was just hated. You had Leitner, I had Reddick and Grayson Allen. They were talking about it. I think UConn might end up being the Gen Z version of Duke, because I'll tell you what, man, Danny Hurley goes and gets his 3rd and 4 years with that kind of attitude. And the only difference is I can't point, and they're going to be running out of caravans soon. So you won't be able to point out and get an obvious player on the team, but they just recycle, repeat. I mean, Bobby Hurley, or not Bobby, Dan Hurley is absolutely inevitable.
Here you go. Hurley better than his old man coaching wise.
I mean, at this point, because that was the other point, is Hurley is, I think, in his late 40s, early 50s.
Yeah.
And college basketball coaches go until they're 70 to 80.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a lot more Hurley left in us. Wherever he's at with UConn, if things go south, he will always be able to get the best job available because of what he's done just in this pocket of time. But yeah, that's kind of my biggest takeaway is he is inevitable. I thought it before the season. I thought Their region broke right for the things that needed to happen for them to get to this point. They needed to beat Duke, and they did it. And now they did it in the most unbelievable way possible. That's the crazy thing, is we haven't even talked about the way the game ended.
Okay, so let's play out the game here. Like,
I catch ball in corner. Yeah. I get 7 points of contact, and I bend down like this. It's just like,
I mean, and here's the thing, like, so my nephew plays ball. My nephew plays basketball. He's young as fuck, plays basketball. He works out with a guy who used to play point guard in the Big Ten. And when I have him calling me,
do you think I could guess who it is?
He doesn't want it known, so we'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah, I have a feeling I may know who it is.
So anyway, I lost my train of thought.
Sorry, young nephew.
He told me, he calls me afterwards. He's like, "Did you see that game?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Why didn't you just hold the ball? Like, you get the ball into your best free throw shooter, and you just let
elementary.
That's it.
It's
elementary." The thing is, for Duke is, does Shire step back and he goes, "You know what? Instead of getting all these 5-star guys, do I don't worry about the point guard position, and do I go get somebody from freaking like
balance? There's no balance."
Yeah, like the point guard, like the Butler point guard whose name I cannot pronounce at all.
Nah, that's a perfect example.
He entered the transfer portal.
Mm-hmm.
This guy, I don't think he's going to play in the NBA. I think he's got Europe written all over him.
Sure,
but he can make it.
It's the guard from Oregon. Oregon's got a similar kid.
Yeah, he can make a three. He can make 3 throws. And he's not going to turn the ball over. Why not get that guy? You know what I mean? And then
it's the reason that UConn is where they're at. It's the reason that Michigan is where they're at. Those teams are built on guys. You know, I look at Yaxel Lendenberg, who I'm going to talk about. I'll foreshadow that. I'm going to talk about him a little bit later. The dude started in JUCO. He's played 4 years of college basketball at 3 very different levels, being at UAB, Michigan, and JUCO. Like, we saw it with Signetti at Indiana. We saw it. If you have players that are cerebrally involved, Indiana didn't have stupid turnovers, didn't have stupid penalties. The players knew what their assignment was, and they bought in.
Yeah. To
get an 18-year-old to buy in, I mean, you look at Arizona, their top 2 players are freshmen. I mean, it's like, it's tough, man, but that's the world we live in.
Their guard was the SEC player of the year from Alabama.
Right.
Guard was, you know what I mean? So like the back court, they have established guys. And to me, I think
that's what I'm saying is like the established guy is, to me, X times more valuable than the 5-star.
Oh, 100%.
That's already got his eyes set. He already knows he's like, and I honestly, Boozer was not a hateable, neither of them were hateable college basketball players that we've had from Duke in the past. But at the end of the day, Duke's a stepping stone. Duke doesn't mean much to them. It's everything is, they've got all, I mean, how many fucking commercials with those dudes did you see here this month? Way too many. Like, I'm telling you, there is something to be said about the guys that are getting all the publicity, already chalked into the top 5 in the draft, you know, wherever they're at. And then they're getting all of these deals. Hey, man, it's, at the end of the day, the guys that are going to win a national championship are usually not the guys you see doing commercials.
Yeah,
that's just the fact.
Appreciate you tuning in, my man. I do not have a Discord. Just follow me on Twitter, Etoft21.
You need to get a Discord, Grandpa. I'll set you up with a Discord.
I have a Discord, but I just never really did it, dude. Never really.
I never got into it either. It was a generation before me that I only do it for very rare occasions.
Just too much work, dude. I'm lazy, man. Just too much work. I need to come home, watch my TV show, go to bed, dude.
Go to bed.
My takeaway. Here we go. What is my all right? My biggest takeaway from the tournament, honestly, is a tough one. Injuries and how they change everything.
Yeah, man.
Iowa State, the injury to Jefferson was massive. They went toe-to-toe with Arizona in the Big 12 tournament. Show they can compete at the high level, but losing him proved to be too much. You really saw it in the glass against Tennessee. Cost them a chance at a deep run. It's one of those what could have been situations, especially if you look at Texas Tech and Toppin. This was a team that beat Duke, that beat Houston, that beat Arizona. They beat the who's who of the tournament, and they lost their best player and totally had to change the way they play. But
what about Caleb Wilson at UNC? Got his coach fired just because they couldn't even make it out of the first game.
100%.
Yeah.
Zooming out, I think there's a big shift happening in college basketball, especially when it comes to the quote-unquote Cinderella team. Traditionally, Cinderella stories, those are the small mid-majors, like in Akron, James Madison, Oral Roberts a couple years ago. Those that can win a couple of games. But
completely done.
Yep. When it NIL, transfer portal in today's game, the mid-major.
It's Iowa.
Yep.
It was Iowa. It was Iowa. It was Texas.
Yep.
You could not be more right about that. And there are some people that are, it's ruining. I'm sorry. Really? Was it really that awesome when St. Pete's got to the Elite Eight and got fucking smoked out by 30 points?
Yeah. I mean, it's fun for the first round. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like,
and we still get first rounders because that's the beauty of it. You need to have one game. I'm a Badger fan. We watched what happened against Liberty. Liberty caught fire. And you know what? Liberty almost got so lucky that they did it twice, but they didn't because they're not actually that good of a team.
Yep.
That's the thing, is you wean out, and it sucks. There are going to be people that are like, this is not traditional. I'm not seeing the upsets. You know, my bracket, I picked all these upsets, and the upsets didn't happen. It's self-projection because people had bad brackets this year. That's what it is.
The mid-major is the Texas, the Iowa, the middle of the team.
Yeah, man. It's the Nebraska, the team that hasn't been there before.
Yeah.
The team that traditionally isn't your blue blood college basketball team, but like Iowa picked up a dude that dominated Division II, could have probably had a Division I job almost at any point, but he's from Iowa City. He was waiting for this job, and I guarantee he ain't fucking leaving. And Iowa's going to be a problem in the Big Ten, and I think Nebraska's headed in the right direction with basketball. Just don't show Matt Rule on your scoreboard before the game goes to shit, because Matt Rule is a shit coach. But I think you are 100% correct. We're dead when it comes to the small. Butler's not going back to the Final Four. It just ain't happening.
Our boy Badger Max, friend of the show, high point in every crack team we get.
Dude.
Yeah. What was I gonna say?
I called it. I said I didn't want to be a 5 seed. I didn't want to be. This is exactly like when we played Oregon. This is I've seen this story.
But getting ahead of the curve next year, when I kind of step back and I say to myself, okay, what's a team from a power conference that made a shift in coaching that's going to be playing like an Iowa, a Ben McCollum system? We got Arizona State, who just hired Randy Bennett from St. Mary's, coming down. He's going to play that slower tempo game.
Randy's been waiting on this, man. And I don't know how much I love the fit. I thought he was a Big Ten fit.
Yeah.
Kind of grind it out, go get some foreigners. But we'll see.
I think like that's kind of a team like I'm a little bit interested in. Next year is going to be interesting.
He's at ASU, right?
Yeah, he went to Arizona State.
Yeah, right. That's the other part. I made this joke when I was talking, because I was like, this is the joke I made, right? So he was able to get foreign dudes to come to St. Mary's in California. I don't know if you've seen where St. Mary's is at. Not a bit. Brother, he gets those boys on campus at Arizona State, and they see the co-eds that they have an opportunity to capitalize on. He's in a phenomenal spot. Like they're gonna do so, and with them, and then you got Dillingham, dude. Arizona State's they're a wagon right now, and I knew that would happen with NIL.
But yeah, next season is going to be interesting, but that's in the future. We're going to talk betting. Let's go ahead. We each have 3 bets.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you kick us off, my friend. And I'm going to say this: UConn should build this kid a statue for what he did against Duke.
He's Terrace Reed. It's the offense rolls through him. They've made it very apparent. I just look at it since March began. he has jumped from 15 points per game up to 18 points per game. He's still shooting 60% from the field, which is obviously uber efficient. The big difference, we've got a guy that went from 59% at the free throw line to March, and he's shooting just under 75% at the free throw line. As a big, that is huge. Second one, Mirkovic from Illinois. Their guy, not a terrifying force when it comes to defensively. He's got 3 blocks in his last 5 games. He's averaging a block a season. He dominated teams like my Badgers that just didn't have a big guy. And even though we beat them, I think he had 4 blocks against us one game, 3 blocks against us the other game. He just feasted against smaller guys. And dude, Reed plays like and this is the other thing. And I was going back and forth on our takeaways. I think the number one takeaway is we are in the era of the dominant big. Zach Edey ushered that in, and these guys are all just capitalizing on it because each one of these teams, they have a dominant big man that they stick in the middle, and they don't tell them go out and shoot a few threes and you can do what you want in transition. No, sit your ass on the block. Play it old school. But no, Reed is, to me, if UConn wins this game, Reed is over 15.5 points. If they don't, and it goes into this, 3-point shooting matchup or they fall behind, I'm going to get real nervous about it, but I'm not nervous. I've got UConn taking this thing all the way. I got Reed over 15.5.
Yeah, they're gonna pound him in and everything. They're gonna filter the offense through him, look to open up some stuff.
And then I'll tell you what, if they get Arizona in the national championship game,
yep,
it's gonna be up and down the floor, and that guy's gonna have 25, 30 points.
Yeah. And I'll give him credit. Like, he got ran out of Michigan. Like, he was at Michigan.
Complete bullshit. Bullshit. I looked back I read a few articles about that today because I was like, damn, I forgot he was at Michigan.
Yeah.
And you read the reasons. I mean, third parties calling him lazy and like all this other stuff is so stupid.
So a funny story. Like, I forgot he was at Michigan. I'm here at home, and I've talked to you about my mom in college basketball before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Your mom probably knows all about it.
My mom just sniped it. She's like, yeah, he was at Michigan before.
Your mom would drive me insane if that was my mother, and my mom would just pick that off.
I was like, really? I was like, are you sure? She's like, oh, yeah. I mean, I can rattle off Tulane's starting offensive line from last year. Their starting backcourt.
That's crazy.
But it was just crazy. I went to a player prop too. I played the bounce back for Caravan over 11.5 points. I think it sets up classic coming off a game 2 for 10, 1 for 6 from 3. Zoom out. He's been highly efficient, 48% from the floor, 39% from beyond the arc. He's going to average 13 points per game for the season. More importantly, volume there, 10 shot attempts per game, 5 3-pointers a game. Matchup wise, I think it favors him. I think Illinois is going to look to double Reed. That should open up more perimeter looks. Illinois allows a high volume of 3-point attempts, 27 per game, against a team like Utah that spaces the floor well, runs efficient offensive sets. That's a big deal. I think Caravan's going to get some good looks. Another factor here is the minutes. He's a core piece. He's going to be playing 34 plus minutes per the game. He had 22 against Furman, 27 against UCLA, 17 against Michigan State. So he's gone over this total every game but 3. But also, more importantly, he was guarding Boozer a lot, and
he was in his pocket.
I feel that
the whole game
really affected his shooting because they were relying on 100%. Him so much.
I'm gonna talk about it here. I'm gonna make almost the exact same point here in a minute, but just to play off what you were talking about, another thing that comes to mind is legacy.
Yeah.
Legacy for him. I mean, dude. Is there a college basketball player that's going to have a better legacy than Alex Caravan by the time it's all said and done in the last?
It's crazy.
What you go back how many years? There's nobody that's going to have that resume.
Lou Alcindor when he won his 4 in a row.
Sure, we got to go all the way back.
Funny story. I was at the Big Ten tournament
this year.
This year I was down there in the United Center.
Was it a shit show? I heard it was a little bit of a shit show, like from a concession standpoint.
Oh, dude, I will say this. The prices were absolutely insane.
I heard it was like going to like a concert.
Oh, dude, I dropped so much fucking money there.
I had 2 friends that spent like $200 a day on food and drink. It was insane.
But I will say this. I hung out with Kyle Culver,
That's cool.
former
That's so
Reagan
cool.
superstar. We were sitting right behind the hoop on Thursday, right behind the Michigan basketball team.
Yeah, and tickets were relatively cheap. That was the kind of offset of it.
Yeah. I met Lendenberg, cool as hell. Wouldn't take a picture of me because I was wearing my Michigan State hat.
Fair. He's smart to do so.
But he was cool.
He just went up on my draft board because of that.
And then there was this guy, who's the social media influencer, the blonde girl who's a Packers fan who does all.
Angie.
Dude,
Angie, she's
cool
a sweetheart.
Chick. Cool fucking chick.
I've had a few beers with her a few times. She's always
cool
up here.
Fucking chick, dude. Cool fucking chick. So
yeah, it's Angie Agar, something like that. Yeah,
cool chick. I regress though. Let's go ahead. Tell us why you like Lendenborg.
Yeah, man. This is the best player that's left in the dance. This is, in my opinion, you can throw a bunch of things at me. I think this is the guy that has the best NBA career. I think we're talking about a draft that has 5 to 6 future All NBA guys in the top 10. In my opinion, I think it's super stacked. And he's one of them. I mean, look at the last few games, past 3, 25, 23, 27. He has turned it up. He didn't play much against Howard, so he only had 9 points, but it was Howard. Nearly doubled his season average in field goal attempts in the Elite Eight. We're talking about a guy that's usually about 10 shots a game, and it was 20 shots a game because this is his time. He is a mid-major guy that made the jump. I think him and his coach when Dusty May pitched him, I knew the second Lendenberg went to the portal, I'm like, he's going to Dusty May because Dusty May has known him. He's coached against him. This was a perfect match for Michigan. Arizona loves to work inside, and they love to get up and down the floor. And Yaxel is such a good transition player. He can burn it from 3 if he needs to. He can do the inside. He can do the transition. 17.5 points. This is a game where I was a little worried. To me, I was like, blindly, I'll just take the over. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, maybe, one team gets ahead and they grind it out. But the thing is, I think if one team gets ahead and is going to grind it out, it's probably Michigan, because the last thing you want to do is let Arizona get out and get after it. Yeah. So I like Yaxel. He's the perfect scorer for transitional basketball. And he's obviously looking for his shot. So, yeah.
What he has is he's able to keep people in their space. Like
his spacing, his court recognition is elite.
The thing that a lot of people don't understand about the NBA is there's a million guys that can dunk, a million guys that can dribble.
Oh yeah, they all look great. I got 5 guys at the YMCA over in Kimberly that could yam.
But to be able to keep the guy in front of you in your space, that's the biggest thing. And he's guarding guards. Like he's out guarding guards. That's how good.
I think that's why he's projected so high, is that in the NBA, I think he'll be able to guard 1 through 5.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's absolutely huge.
And I think he'll get at least 2 steals, turnovers, transition buckets. I think that's
if they offer, what is it? Steals, blocks. Sometimes they offer those combos.
The combo ones. I was looking, I couldn't get it. It was one of the ones that was on my radar. I just didn't have it available for mine, so I felt like I shouldn't bet it.
I gotcha. I went to Illinois here. I got him on the money line. No vig at minus 124. Don't want to lay the points. I look at it like this: how can we not fade UConn after they're the first team to be down by 15 or more points to a 1 seed in the league
ever?
And came
back. First thing I texted my old man, I'm like, damn.
And came back and won on a logo 3. And then you look at Illinois, they just beat Iowa. They shot 3 of 17 from 3. So they're obviously due for some positive regression. But more importantly, it really showed me Underwood's ability to adjust on the fly, something he hasn't really been known for.
He's been terrible at it. He's the most like, what is the, what'd you call him? Dan,
the angry gambler. The angry gambler.
Angry gambler. He's the same. He was the same guy up until this year. Actually, I would say it's up until the Big Ten tournament. And it seemed like in the Big Ten tournament, and now I just listened to an hour and a half long interview with him, or an hour and a half, about 45 to an hour interview with him. it feels like he's kind of loose right now, which is terrifying.
Yeah.
It's terrifying to me.
And looking at it, they normally shoot 50% of their shots from three. They only attempted 17 threes, 32%. So he saw they weren't hitting, and he totally made the adjustment. Now, when we talk about rebounding, Illinois averages 13 offensive rebounds per game, about 39% of available offensive boards, which is third in the nation. UConn grabs rebounds on the defensive end 74% of the time. I think this is going to be similar to Michigan State. Michigan State was able to get some offensive rebounds. I think that's going to be the thing for Illinois. They're going to be able to get some second chance. Illinois also doesn't turn the ball over, 22nd in the country, and doesn't turn the ball over. They're 22nd in the country getting to the free throw line, and UConn is 188th in free throw rate allowed. Combine that with Illinois being first in the nation in limiting opponents' free throw attempts. And a game where it's this low of a spread, 1.5, I'm obviously going to take a team with the better free throw metrics. Another key is Illinois' 5-out system. I think that is going to be difficult for UConn because they really haven't seen anything like
the Big East loves the old school 4 around 1 or 3 around 2.
Yep. And I just don't think I think it's going to throw them by surprise. I think they have better guards. Finally, UConn did beat them in the first matchup. I actually went back on the treadmill this morning and watched it. It was just wide open miss after wide open miss after wide open miss, and Illinois played great defense. So I'm not going to put too much value in that.
Yeah, I didn't either. I didn't go back and watch it like a psychopath on the treadmill, but I did look at the box score. You fucking freak.
I mean, like, dude, I don't sleep, dude. Like, that's the thing with me is I don't.
That's called we call that insomnia, brother.
So I mean, all this just points to me. I think Illinois is going to be able to exploit some matchups. I'll go ahead.
You're not completely off base. Obviously, I'm on UConn because of my position. If I felt that confident at a spread this tight, I'd bet UConn. I don't feel that confident. That's the problem. So, no, I think a lot of what you said is correct. UConn doesn't have the guard play that a lot of these teams that are left have, right? It's the one thing they're kind of missing. Good forwards, obviously good center, but the guards leave something to be desired, and that is the free throw part of it is when you have guards like a guy that can go shoot 90% from the line and burn it on a game where Vegas is already telling you it's going to be a 1 to 2 point game. Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous with that. So no, I'm not against that at all.
So this is totally off track, and I wanted to ask you this before we started talking. Let's rewind to your Brewers. Like, I go up there; they're my second favorite team behind my Tigers. What did you think about Jefferson Quero coming up and then just getting 2 bats and just sending them right back down?
Yeah, so we're going through a bit of a thing right now where our front office is panicking because 2 of our what was projected opening day starters had to get surgery between Andrew Vaughn and Churio. So we've been on a little bit of a panic note to go get right-handed outfield bats. I think we picked up a kid from San Francisco who's a sub 200 hitter. And then another guy.
Matos.
Yeah, Matos. Yeah. And just not, I think there was definitely a little bit like, oh shit, we don't want Yelich to have to play outfield. He was healthy last year because he didn't have to play outfield every day. Like, that's the thing is, like, we've got a dude whose back is fucking brittle. And if he takes one bad hit off the wall on a maybe home runner, it's, yeah, the Brewers are in a weird spot with that. But no, I trust our front office. If there's any one of my franchises that I trust the front office, it is the Milwaukee Brewers, and I trust them blindly because they know what they're doing. This Cooper Pratt signing, $50 million.
Did you see it? Like, who knows if they're going to have a season next year with the lingering?
So that's the other part about it is you have the opportunity of a dead year. So do you get your contracts in now, or do you wait and see what the fuck's gonna happen? So that's the Brewers in a weird spot because they did the same thing with Churio. They extended him before he got to the majors. Now that's paid off. Granted, he hasn't taken a single at bat this year and has got surgery on his hand. So I don't know how I feel about that, but it's a goofy deal.
The other one, what is the name of the shortstop?
Terang. Oh no, Joey Ortiz.
Like the guy who's the number 1 prospect. He's like in AA ball.
Oh, you're talking about Jesus Mate.
So
unbelievable hands. You'll come hands if you see him.
Do you think he comes up?
No, not this year.
Really?
So this year, I would imagine we see Cooper Pratt because we did this with Churio. You can do so when you extend him, your major league years and all that bullshit doesn't matter anymore. So part of the reason you extend him is he's going to probably be called up sometime. At that point, it'll be mid-August because I think May 31st is the designation. But no, you won't see Mate this year. You'll see Mate next year, but you'll see it
if there is a next year.
Exactly. So that's the problem that I have with that is that we have him. We traded, obviously we have Terang at second base, which I would say is an elite second baseman in the Major League Baseball realm. But the problem is we went and got Jet Williams, and not a lot of people know about Jet Williams. Solid prospect who's, again, a middle infielder. So we're sitting now here as a Brewer organization with 4 middle infielders, and I am a little concerned that we are going to move Bryce Terang at the deadline and probably pick up some pitching because apparently we can turn any Joe Schmo off the street, put him in our pitching lab, and he's going to come out being an absolute freak. Speaking of injuries, Priester is another one. Priester's, I think, out for 15 days minimum and is going to start doing some rehab. So, yeah, the Brewers right now are in a weird spot. A lot of goofy injuries. The World Baseball Classic did not help us by any. It helped. Actually, I take it back. It helped Bryce Terang's trade value because he was getting at bats, had some decent games. But yeah, sorry, not to get super off track. I'm super excited about baseball being back. It's kind of my cerebral thing.
I don't mean to be that guy. Business casual 3-0 on the board today, buddy.
That's a good day. I took the Brewers. So my goal is to bet all 162 games one way or another.
Okay.
As of today, it's the end of the month. I'm in the car business. I'm in finance. So my nights get a little late at the end of the month. So I didn't get home and the Brewers were down 2-0. And a little live bet action. Took the Brewers plus 213 when they were down 2-0. So baseball's been phenomenal to me. I'm up 6-7 units already, but when you're a Brewer fan, you just got to pick your spots and things usually go well. But yeah, not to get super far off track there, but
no, dude, I wanted to ask you before we started, and
no, it's all good, man. I'm happy to talk all things baseball always.
Let's go ahead. What is your final bet, my friend?
All right. Ivan Karchenkov.
Brewers first 5 under 4.5. Sick. I don't. I'll be honest. I did not watch one.
Well, I think he was good because we didn't really take off. I think today until the 6th.
No, they scored 3 in the 5th.
Oh, it was the 5th. Okay. Just kidding. It was like our 8th inning the other day. Our 8th inning, and we scored 6 on Sunday. It was phenomenal. But no, so my last one, Ivan Karchenkov. If I got a guy named Ivan Karchenkov, where do you think he's from?
I'm gonna say Vancouver, Canada.
Brother, he's from Munich, Germany. I think somebody's parents were on the Eastern Bloc back in the day. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying.
I hear you.
So, but here's the deal. I got over 4.5 rebounds. So this is the big. And I'll tell you what, this is a guy through the first 20 games of the season, obviously was not prioritizing getting on the boards. He was averaging roughly 3 boards a game. It was mostly under that. A lot of 2 and 1 board games. I think he had 10 against Florida in like their debut, which is again great for our situation here. But dude, the next 18 games he jacked it up to 6. And he's had 33 rebounds in the last 5 games. So I mean, this is a dude that obviously is prioritizing stuff outside of the Arkansas game for whatever reason. And I think it was Arkansas lived outside the 3-point line or in transition. So I think it's a little tougher to get rebounds. But outside of that game, 7 against Houston in the Big 12 championship game. You had 10 in limited minutes against LIU, which is funny. 8 last weekend against Purdue. I got a lot of respect for Michigan's toughness. I do. Obviously, you heard me talking about Lenenberg, but Michigan doesn't really have they don't bother me as much from like we have an inside guy that's going to absolutely ravage anyone that's trying to get a rebound. 4.5 is not a big number. So I like 4.5 for Karchenkov.
Okay. I like it. I like it because I found Arizona at plus 111 on the money line at our friends over at No Vig.
Those guys are blowing up, dude.
I had Arizona as my top overall team. I had them power rated the highest, and you're giving me plus money. I'm going to take it every single time. Michigan wants to get to the rim. They're one of the best 2-point shooting teams in the country. They like to attack the rim. That's their offensive identity. But the problem is Arizona is elite defending the rim, one of the best 2-point field goal defenses in the nation. So is Michigan going to be able to score against an Arizona team that's built to take away what they like to do? Now, in a game of this magnitude, a Final Four environment, I'm always going to lean to the team where the defense is going to dictate the matchup. Now let's talk about the glass, because that's another big thing. Michigan is strong here, top 20 in rebounding, but Arizona is even better. They're second in the country in rebounding. That's huge because Michigan generates a lot of offense through second chance opportunities. If Arizona is able to neutralize that, that's going to take away a layer of Michigan's attack. I think Arizona is going to be able to create problems, ball pressure. I don't trust Michigan guards in high pressure spots. We saw against Iowa in that game they played on the road. They had, I think it was like 18 turnovers.
Yeah, I was going to say, can we talk about Michigan's guards? Because if there's anything where it's like, oh, I feel really good because I've got Michigan in my bracket. I've got Michigan against UConn in the national championship. And now that we've kind of watched how Michigan is treating things, dude, their guard play scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, it's not.
Like, I don't feel that comfortable. Now, they are kind of lucky, in my opinion, of how the draw ended up for them. I think Arizona is a team where you could maybe get away with having the uber athletic forwards like Pete and Andrew Pate or whatever, and a few other guys that are in this game. But dude, I think you're right. If it comes down to it, I mean, we watched it in the Duke game. Your guards at the end of the game when things are chaotic, I think veterans are a big part of it. Guys that have been there in that situation before. And I just don't know. I don't know if I trust Michigan. It's just one of those things that I don't know.
Zona's athleticism at the guards will give them serious issues. 100%.
I think if Arizona comes out, if I was Arizona right now, I'd come out and press the shit out of them.
Yeah.
I would make them make mistakes. Either you're going to burn me and we're going to be down by 8-10 points early. And maybe I was wrong, but in my opinion, I think in that situation, you could be up 10 points early and then you just play Arizona basketball and you run through the post and you don't jack up a billion threes. That is their route to victory, in my opinion, is running the press, but I don't think they'll do it.
And then let's just look at the path. Michigan second round played St. Louis. St. Louis was great at the start of the season, limped into the tournament. Robbie couldn't make an open look to save his life for the game. Ended up blowing him out.
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny how his Avila's popularity was like, boop.
And then you played an Alabama team without their starting point guard, no size, can't really battle. Then you played a Tennessee game where Ahmet and Gillespie, there was a point where those two combined were 2 of 18. They just couldn't hit anything at all.
It was brutal, man. I had Tennessee in my Elite Eight, and then I had them losing to Michigan. I thought I was going to be wrong. I thought maybe this is the year Rick Barnes does it. I was wrong.
I had a 16-1 for Tennessee just to make the Final Four.
It was 16-1?
At one point during the season, I was able to get them at 16-1 to make the
Okay,
Final
that
Four.
makes sense. I was going to say, I thought you were talking just like
No,
pre-tournament. I was like, damn, man.
And then let's look at Arizona's path. They played Utah State, highly 10-pom team.
I mean, every single person told me that Utah State was going to give them a battle.
And then they played Arkansas, everyone's little darling, ran them out of the gym. And
I was
then
on the very wrong side of that.
And then they played Purdue, who won the Big Ten, who beat Michigan. That game was tight. The second half, they run him out of the gym. I feel this team has just been more battle tested. They've played stiffer competition, and they're going to be ready for this Michigan team. Another key factor, let's look at free throws. Michigan, top 15 in the country getting to the line, but Arizona is top 10 limiting opponents' free throw attempts. That's a big deal. If they're
a lot of points, when you talk about that from a points expected perspective, that's a lot.
And that's exactly. And in a game like this, that's going to take points off the board. It's not going to allow Michigan get those better matchups against Tennessee. All Tennessee's bigs had 3 fouls in the first half. If Arizona,
that shit was over before it started. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the total? So we've talked about this. I feel like we've made a lot of points to kind of lean towards the under here.
This is my worry. Is this?
But who wants to be the guy betting the under in the Final Four?
This is my worry about this game in the under.
Mm-hmm.
What if Michigan turns the ball over?
Sure.
And both these offenses are just so elite that need the defense.
I think you need to change your E word. It's efficient. They're efficient. They're getting their buckets. There's a lot of teams that'll jack up a million threes. These are not the teams that'll do it.
Yeah. And they're going to pound it inside.
Yeah.
I think
they'll get to the line.
Lundenberg is going to check Pete, which is going to be popcorn. I think that's going to be a phenomenal matchup.
It's going to be it'll be one of the best Final Four one-on-one matchups we got in a while. I
just feel that I'm going to take Arizona just because I had them power rated the best team in the thing. I'm getting plus money. Also, I know people are going to talk about the coaching angle. Experienced coaching making his first Final Four appearances when you look over the history of time. But I zeroed it down over the last decade plus. The inexperienced coach is actually 12-5-1 ATS and 9-9 straight up. So it's kind of even out over the last 10 to 13 years. For me, I put it all together. This is just an Arizona spot. The rebounding, they're not going to allow Michigan to get the line. I like this spot here a lot.
I think you're right. And I think, it's the tale of two games. I think in the first game, I think the storyline is two really, really, really good coaches. You got Brad Underwood. You got Hurley. In the second one, you got players. Arizona's got multiple first-round picks in that starting lineup. Michigan's got probably, obviously I talked about Lundenberg being probably a top 5 pick. It's going to be the tale of two games. I think that if I was going to bet it from a total perspective, I'd go under and over in the early to the Illinois game to the Michigan game. But it's I don't know, man. We're in for such a good weekend. I will tell you, from Sweet 16 to now, people can bitch and moan, but it's been elite basketball.
It's been fun, even though
the good teams being involved.
Accurate zips in there. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's elite basketball, man, and people just need to remember that it's not that much fun when St. Pete's does make it to. It's fun when they win in the first round. It's not fun when they get to the second. It's not fun
when they're on the second weekend. Yeah,
I'll never forget. I'm going up north again this weekend, and I was up north for Elite 8 weekend when they won in the Sweet 16, and I think they played North Carolina, and North Carolina
full raced them.
dummied them. And it was just like, okay, well, this was a wasted matchup. And honestly, it hasn't felt like we've really gotten the wasted matchup. It feels like every game is solid. You know, we got comebacks coming short. I don't know. I'm not as put off by this year as some people are. Maybe that's just the purist in me of college basketball.
You know what? If I would have gotten one of my 12, 15 upsets over, I would have loved it. Real quick before I let you go, one of the things I personally like to do is, I know everyone's like, well, which team are you going to pick? Instead of doing that, let's go into the most outstanding player odds. I just pulled up that online. So looking at it right now, gun to your head, you said you like UConn.
I like Yaxel and I like Reed.
So I'm looking at it right now.
They gotta be two of the top three.
Yaxel is Baycott got the easiest stats of his life.
Dude, let's be honest. Armando got so lucky, and now he's not doing shit with his life. Not true. I don't know that.
Lendenberg is 2-1. Then we got Braden Burris from Arizona plus 325.
Yep.
Jalen Bradley from Arizona plus 525. Wagner from Illinois plus 650. Then your boy Reed 10-1.
Oh. Well, see, that's the thing is, like, I could, if I didn't have UConn right now and like calculating the odds of like my buy-in, it's basically I got UConn on a 1 unit plus 2,000.
Yeah.
And it's like, do I need Reed on top of that? If I could get that with anybody else, I'd love that. But yeah, I figured those guys would be high up there. I knew Arizona would have multiple because they just had, like I said, they got multiple first round draft picks on that roster.
So someone is me who has no skin in the game, like all my futures are dust in the wind. Pete at 12-1 is really piquing my interest.
I hate that two of his teammates being in that top 5 right now scares the shit out of me because it feels like somebody somewhere maybe has a bias. And I don't know what the bias against Pete would be. If it's like, I think it's defense. Yeah. I don't think his defense is all that elite. I think his defense is like a B-, where the guards are constantly having to play on-ball defense. Pete can kind of, off-ball, do his own thing. I think that's where you're getting your discrepancy. But I don't hate it because if Pete comes out and has 25 points in either of these Final Four games and they win a national championship, he has like 25, 8, and 5.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with the stats he's already got. You said what were the odds?
12-1.
If there was someone I was going to take, that's probably who I'm taking.
I mean,
that's my value pick. It's two of his teammates getting valued too much for games that aren't the Final Four of the championship. If he could do that, that's it.
I agree 100%. I'm just trying to look at a way to get a little value on Arizona.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I think Pete's your value. I mean, what is Arizona right now? Do you have like the futures of each team for championship? For champion?
Michigan plus 160, Zona plus 185, Illinois plus 410, UConn plus 600.
Jesus, UConn is still plus 600.
Oh, here we go.
What did you find?
I just found my bet I am going to make at our friends.
We got a bonus bet coming in?
Bet online. So,
all right, bonus bet.
Here, this is for you. Do you take Michigan to beat UConn at 4-1 here as your hedge?
I'm sorry, what?
They have exact outcome bets.
Oh, man.
So
these ones are always tough.
So Michigan over Illinois is plus 350. Michigan over UConn is 4-1. Arizona over Illinois is 4-1. Arizona to beat Connecticut plus 475. Illinois to beat Michigan plus 850. Illinois to beat Arizona plus 900. Connecticut to beat Michigan 12-1. Connecticut to beat Arizona plus 1250. Based on how I bet this, I feel I'd be an idiot not to put a little money on Arizona to beat Illinois.
Yeah, I mean, in this, so I'm trying to conceptualize some of these numbers you just read off to me, because that is a very, when you get down to a Final Four like this, where it truly, I would say, would you say this is our most wide open Final Four we've had in some time?
Correct. Yeah.
I don't hate your angle of where you're going with this, because the odds are so wide and spread like that.
So,
And if I've got something built in already at 2Gs on UConn, that's one team I don't got to worry about.
So I look at it like this. If this is the case here,
You said
I put a little money on Arizona to beat Illinois in the final at plus 400.
Sure.
And then Illinois, and then that's it. The projected look ahead line is Illinois getting 4.5 with a plus 160 money line.
Did you say this is Bet Online?
Bet Online, yeah.
All right. My brain has just completely switched to it's time to let the dog out and go to bed, to it's time to make some money and see if we don't have a beautiful angle right here.
So like that's kind of where my head is.
No, I think you are. Eric, anyone tell you smart? You a smart boy.
I have my moments, dude. I have my moments.
Every blind squirrel finds his nut, right?
Even a blind squirrel finds a nut. But like hypothetically, like if you think Michigan,
no, your logic is almost like too ironclad to where there's no chance this actually makes sense.
If you think Michigan's going to beat Illinois, why not put a little plus on the plus 350 right here?
All right.
You know, like
you're going to take all my Saturday action out of it, and I'm just going to be sitting here Monday just hoping to God this is. All right. Well, I just found out I'm going to go smoke a joint and figure out how I can corner this, because you just opened up my eyes a lot as I'm sitting here on Bet Online, which I still have $340 of balance in Bet Online, which is cool.
And if you really want to be cool, you can parlay Arizona and UConn's women to win it all. If you really want to be that guy.
I thought about that. I've been thinking about that a lot. What are your thoughts? So I don't want to get sexist. I promise I'm far from it. Love women. All the yiddy yaz. If Hurley wins a third men's national championship, I love Gino. I mean, who's the true royalty when they walk in the door in Stores, Connecticut?
The thing is it's got to be Hurley. I
no doubt. I don't think it's even close. And I have nothing but respect. Gino is one of my favorite coaches in any sport.
Cream of the crop. Every single top girl goes there.
He gets every single recruit.
And it's kind of like
they do it two different ways. They do it two very different ways. I think I don't think the transfer portal, and I guess I'm not as tapped in. How tapped in are you? Is Mama Etoft, is she tapped into WCBB or no?
No, she is not.
That's very sexist of her. I want you to tell her that for me.
I will let her know.
Thank you. She needs to work on that.
I'll be honest. I only bet women's college basketball. This is the only thing I do. I always bet the first half under in every single Final Four game.
What? Oh, it's the first time they saw real defense.
And the first half under in the championship game.
Oh, it's the most sexist thing I've ever heard. It's the first time they see real defense. They're very shocked.
You know what I mean? Like that's
process it.
That's all I do with that. And like,
did we just figure out why you're single, Eric?
What?
You hate women, don't you?
Dude, I love women.
Just kidding. No, I think you're 100% right, because, well, Gino was talking about it. Did you see the thing that he was talking about, like practice times?
No.
So the way that it's set up, UConn played Notre Dame, I think, this weekend. Oh, they absolutely did. Did you see the tweet that I retweeted? UConn had the chance to beat the devil and Jesus in the same day with Notre Dame and Duke. One of my favorite tweets I've ever seen. But no, it was really interesting. Gino was talking about it. The girls for UConn on this is on game day.
Yeah.
games at 7 p.m. They have shoot around at 6:30 a.m. They don't have court access until an hour and a half before the game.
Wow.
Notre Dame gets to do their shoot around at 5 p.m. How the fuck does that work? And if I'm Gino, I'm the best women's coach that's stepped foot on this planet. How am I not getting every? And he said it in his press conference. And it's one of those things where I usually don't take the side of the all-time coach that's pissing and moaning. 100%, bro. Pop your shit. You are the king of this.
It's just, it makes no sense, dude. It makes zero sense.
I think, and the women are getting, they get the shittier venue. I've seen pictures of the locker rooms. Can we just get the gals a good we are at the point once they get to the Sweet 16. I don't think it should be anything. They should just play the women where the men are, and they should do the women and alternate with the men. Play a men's game, play a women's game, play a men's game, play it all on the same day. If you want to watch it, great. If you don't want to watch it, great.
They should do the old school Conference USA in Frisco, Texas, where it was it was in this.
Oh, they dropped the thing in the middle.
They dropped
Yeah. I've seen some pictures of this.
Dude, I went there once. No,
every high school tournament ever.
Fucking great, dude. You're just walking back and forth. 2 games going on at the same time.
Yes.
Phenomenal.
That is in my, I understand it from a whistle perspective and things like that, but I've never understood where it's you got places like Jerry's World.
Yeah.
You could put 2 courts easily in Jerry's World.
Or even Ford Field. You know what I mean?
You could do it at any football stadium, right? I mean, you run it, opposite, you got 50 some yards. That's plenty for a fucking basketball court. And you split it at the 50-yard line and you spread them out each way. Dude, could you imagine? But the problem is they can't charge for 2 tickets.
Yeah.
That's the fucking problem. That's the world we live in, is they can't make the money off it. So this beautiful scenario that we're creating in our heads can't happen because it's not profitable.
So, okay, I'd like to thank you for taking time out of your schedule.
Absolutely, man.
A little shop. And now, since I know you like baseball, we'll definitely have you on during the baseball season.
Yeah, man.
Tell everyone where they can find you, my friend.
Yeah, man. So _Okane __. I'm a father of a 10-month-old, so I'm not as plugged in as I maybe have been in the last few years. But come fall, I'm doing some stuff with the guys up in the MAC. So there's some action on my horizon. That'll be a little bit of part-time stuff. And then, this is where you're going to find me. The majority of stream time is over on Erik's show. So definitely stay tuned.
Make sure to give that man a follow. We'll be back. I'm going to be capping, believe it or not, some golf next week with my boy Maddie. Going to be capping the Masters, so check that out. Give that man a follow.
We didn't even talk Tiger.
Dude, just get an Uber, man.
Take 90 seconds.
Get an Uber. That's all I got to say. Get an Uber.
And I see stepping away and getting help, which that's what needed to happen. If he would have somehow said, "Oh, this is only my 5th time." No. You need to step away. Go get your help. You're not better than everybody else. You did this when school was closing on a Friday afternoon at 2:00. Fuck you. Yeah. He sucks. I love Tiger Woods forever. Fuck that guy. He sucks.
He definitely has
a problem. He has a problem with pills. I've had so many friends, it happens, man. Addiction happens. Addiction sucks. We're in the gambling world, man. How many of your friends and colleagues, we've watched guys just go full tilt and lose their ass?
Yep.
And we've watched guys take their own life because of it. It sucks. It's a reality of it. It's an addiction, and Tiger's got a true addiction to prescription painkillers. There's no doubt because 100%. He blew a zero, but he blew a zero, but he could not do his sobriety test. He's fucked up on pills. Don't overlook it.
And his picture afterwards, you could tell completely.
And in the morning, the dude looks like a guy that's withdrawing. It's it's hard to see. And I'm a guy that grew up with Tiger Woods as like one of the top 2-3 guys. You know, for you growing up, it was Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Or sorry, for you it was Wilt Chamberlain, right?
No, dude, who's Bob Cousy?
Yeah, right, Bob Cousy. No, but for you guys it was Jordan. For me, it was kind of Tiger. Like Tiger was the one that transcended everything. And yeah, it sucks, man. But I'm not going to sit here and try to fucking defend the guy. You're an asshole. You're driving when you shouldn't. That's
100%.
You are a billionaire driving.
Just get a fucking Uber.
Just get an Uber. You don't even need to get an Uber. Just have a personal driver on retainer. Hey, I got to do this. I'm going to pay you $60,000 a year to be my driver. You know how many fucking people would fall over themselves to be $60,000 a year to be Tiger Woods' personal driver?
A lot of people don't know this, but there's the NFL has a number where you can call.
Yep, you can call it anytime. I have
matter.
that number saved in my phone. Not proud of this. We prank called it back when I was in college because we have a buddy that maybe plays in the NFL that we'll talk about after stream that gave me that number. They will literally, wherever you are, they will come avoid any sort of issue. They will pick you up. They will fly. If you were in like Wyoming, so our friend does some hunting out west.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, if I was hunting out in Wyoming and I was at a bar in the middle of nowhere, they'll fly someone, or they'll like literally contract somebody out to come get me immediately.
Yeah,
they don't want the headache.
Yeah, it's just absolutely insane that
in this day and age, and it's a generational thing. My generation grew up on Uber and Lyft and all that fun stuff. So to us, it's just so simple. But I get it. But
why doesn't his team have that in place?
I don't know if Tiger Woods has a team.
Oh, he should have a team.
It feels like if he had a team, we wouldn't do this 5 times.
That's a good point.
I think you do get to a point where Tom Brady, I don't think, has a team. I think you get to a point as an athlete where I make all my decisions. I don't.
But he at least has like a management company.
Sure. He's got an agent or things like that. But you're an agent to Tiger Woods. What are you going to tell Tiger Woods?
Yeah,
you're just hoping that all the endorsement checks hit and all that stuff. Yeah. What are you actually going to do to like make that bridge burn? I mean, if you're Tom Brady, your best chance is Alex Guerrero.
Yeah,
and you guys just bang on the side. So I mean, that's super weird. But we won't even get into that. We're not even close to football season. Just wait.
Thanks for calling on, my friend. We went on some tangents. Appreciate everyone tuning in.
Yes.
First time going live on Kick. I got a Kick channel.
You have a Kick channel?
I got a Kick channel.
Unk has upgraded.
Let's go. Time on Kick. Appreciate all you guys tuning in. Make sure to check out next week. I'll try to put together some master bets. So appreciate you guys. Give that man a follow, and we'll talk soon, my friend.
See you, gang.